Alrighty, folks, one of the things I'm doing this week is I'm having my millionaire guest react to videos that I find inspirational or maybe just thought-provoking. We've got the one and only Casey from Brick by Brick Wealth this morning. How you doing, Casey?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. We appreciate you. So we're going to get to react to a Robert Herjavec, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, from Shark Tank. It looks like he's being interviewed on stage by Grant Cardone at a 10X conference, if I can see the picture. But you ready to react to this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Everybody wants to be successful, but very few people are willing to pay the price. Right? And
What do you consider that price to be?
I think that price changes throughout your lifetime. So when I was 20, you know what that price was? 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. And I would literally, this was a long time ago when you couldn't dial into the office. I had to stay at the office to do my email. And people would say to me and say, oh my God, you're so lucky. You can function on 2 to 3 hours of sleep and you never get tired. And I'd be like, are you friggin' kidding me? I'm tired all the time, but I would much rather be tired than poor.
What do you think of that?
I love it. I think, oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh. There's so much there. I mean, he's so right with your sacrifices and all that change as time goes on. I mean, people want instant gratification. They want to be successful without putting in the work. They want the shortcut, and people sell the shortcuts all the time online, and they get in and they realize, oh, there's not really a shortcut. No, there's no shortcut. If there's a shortcut, you think that 67% of America would have $1,000 or less in their bank accounts? Come on. Yeah. There's no shortcut. It's sacrifice. But I do think it takes a special person. Not everybody is capable and has the self-determination and has the drive and has the grit and grind that it takes to be successful. It is work. It is internal work. It is something that some people, I really think you're just born with it or not. And I think that that's a hard characteristic to learn, and it would take immense effort. I don't know. What do you think about that?
You know, I think, like you said, there's so much in there. And I think the thing that jumped out to me is the price changes as you get older.
Yeah,
right. He talked about being in the 20s, you know, sacrificing sleep. In the 30s, it's different. 40s, it's different. But, you know, you're right. There is no get rich quick. It takes sacrifice and consistency and time. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand about the wealth formula is it's simple, but you've got to do it. And you've got to be committed. And you're right. People just want that, you know, easy button. They want that, you know, shot in the arm and magically you got a 6-pack abs, and it's just not how life works.
No, it's not. I mean, for us, when we started out, we sacrificed going on vacations and buying new cars and renovating our home. Like, we would renovate, but we would DIY. We didn't hire the contractors and pay double the price. You know, we weren't upgrading our lifestyle, buying new homes. A lot of my neighbors moved up and left years ago, you know, but I'm like, I don't know, like, who's richer now, you know?
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice, you know? And like, I've always say this one, every single year for 5 or 6 years, when we bought our house, this one, it was a fixer. It was a 1970s original. The guy did an add-on in the 90s and blue everywhere. But it was original. The cabinets were 1950s cabinets, and they had, I don't know how many layers and colors of paint and enamel on top of them. Blue Formica countertops. Those were updated. Okay. And when we first bought the house, I'm like, the first thing we got to do is get rid of this kitchen. It's got to go. This is a gut job. 12 by 12 tiles, you know, that were updated. No. And I said, every single year, Michael, I said, would I rather put 30 grand into this kitchen or 30 grand in a down payment on a rental house? And I would say that every year, because every day you're in your kitchen, every day you're in your kitchen. Every day I wanted a new kitchen, but guess what? My kitchen wasn't going to get me to freedom. It wasn't going to earn me early financial freedom. A new house would, a rental, because it would bring me income. And so I would say, well, my kitchen doesn't make me money, so I guess I'm buying another house. And it wasn't until the 5th house that we bought that I finally said, now our income from our rentals can pay for our kitchen. And it did. We had a lot saved from rentals over 5 years, owning 5, and our rental property bank account bought our new kitchen. And Blake still installed it, so we saved on labor. But sacrifices, are made. And I do think there comes a time too, you have to ask yourself, when is it enough? I know people that make a lot of money, mind-blowing amounts of money, and they're still addicted to success, and they're addicted to making money, and they're still sacrificing their family time to make money. I'm like, okay, well, then now at what point is enough enough? And can you really live your life? And I think that a lot of people that do get rich and that make tons of money, they are still using the sacrifice as an excuse when they don't need to sacrifice anything anymore. They have too much money, plenty of money. They could live an amazing life, but they are addicted to making more money at the expense of their families because of their addiction.
Yeah, there's a lot there as well. I mean, I know a lot of folks who they say the words like, I'm doing it for my family. But when you look at their calendar or you look at their activities from the last month, the family's nowhere to be found.
Right.
It's like, no, you're not. You're doing this for ego. You're doing this because you're addicted. You're doing this because you feel like the man. And I couldn't agree with you more. That's what I like what you're doing. You and your husband are doing. You started homeschooling. You started traveling, driving with the kids, and you're like, hey, we've got enough to enjoy life. Let's go enjoy life. And that's such a powerful decision. And you're absolutely right. People who are in that sacrifice mode for 15 years, like Olivia and I, it can be a little hard to start spending money.
Yeah, it is. And we have to consciously try to spend. We have been such savers our entire lives. And we talked about this, I think, last week. Since we were young, and even when we got together early, we were always very big savers, never in debt, all those things. And when you're in the mentality of, we're going to save, we're going to invest, save, invest, save, invest, it feels like you're doing something wrong when you finally spend something. Like the biggest expense we finally did, like we got a new driveway after COVID 2021. We needed it really bad. It was $15,000 or whatever it was for the new driveway. That was like a huge expense. And we did not do it. Like, I'm not a concrete pourer. I'm not pouring this massive driveway. Now the driveway would be 30 grand, but it was, even after COVID, like the prices still shut up. I was still mad about it, but it was an expense that was still hard to do. It's still hard for us to spend money, even to fix things and hire people or go on vacations, because we are such savers. And like, I think that when you are that person that is always sacrificing, always looking for the future, sometimes it is hard to enjoy the today. But I've been trying to be more conscious about that, planning more vacations, planning more time away, worrying not about making money as much, but spending more time with the kids and making sure that that's on the forefront of my schedule, because that is what's important, because eventually the kids will be gone. And then you're right. And then you'll be alone.
Yeah. Being an empty nester is not horrible. You get to travel a lot. It's okay.
I don't know, Michael. My kids still sleep in my bedroom. Like,
my goodness.
I know. I do. I love being around them all the time.
The one thing, again, we only had one, Teresa. She's amazing. But yeah, the one thing I can tell you as a girl dad is hug your kids more. That's like it's probably my largest regret, is I don't have more memories of that. Because, you only get a little window where like you're the whole world, and it doesn't last long enough. I mean, I wish I could remember that. It goes fast. I
know. My daughter's 15 and she's already.
Oh, you're getting close. Yes.
And
15 going on 30.
Yeah. It's like, oh, where are you? Come back.
Yeah.
She doesn't cringe.
Yeah.
Give me a hug. No, you're cringe.
Oh, it happens to all of us. But yeah, back to this video with Grant and Robert. I don't know any self-made millionaire, self-made multimillionaire that didn't have a decade of sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
And the decade's going to be paid in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, right? I didn't start till my 30s. Dion didn't start till his 40s. It's coming for you. And
we were 30.
Yeah, you know, the earlier start, the better it is. I mean, when you're in your 20s, if you're lucky enough to be there and watching content like this, you're 5 to 8 years from being financially free.
Oh,
You go
yeah.
house hack a couple of times, you get a couple of side hustles that become your main hustle, and life is golden.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was just talking to a couple the other day, and I was like just over the moon because they were wanted to join my coaching program, and they were like 22 years old. And I was like, you guys don't even know how amazing you are. Like, if I had started buying property when I was 22, and then it brings it back to like the story of when I was in real estate. I started real estate in California in 2007, right before the market crash. In 2010, we were in our 20s. Blake and I were looking at buying rentals. We made 40 to 50 offers on properties in Southern California, in the Inland Empire. And back then, everything was still fax machine, right? And you had to keep your paperwork for 7 years. So when I moved to Tennessee, I brought all those papers with me. Now, we never moved forward on any of those houses. We got in contract, we did home inspections, but we never went all the way. Like, we were scared, like we were scared. And it was a big deal for us. We just were too scared to do it. So we never bought any of those, 40 to 50 offers. I see the box of papers in my attic just a couple years ago, and I totally had wiped this out of my memory. I opened the box of papers, look at the papers. Blew my mind that I totally forgot to mail these offers. I typed the addresses in online, Michael. I know. The houses that were $145,000, $165,000 for houses that I read them. They did cash flow with 20% down. $600,000 for the house. I'm just like, it gives me the chills. I makes me so mad, all because we were scared. But it's like, you know what? If we would have bought those, I would have been mad baller today. I'd be like, I probably have my like. Imagine if you would have started in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And you would have just bought one. I mean, come on. No matter what happens, I feel like if you look at history, housing prices pretty much double every 10 years. That's just kind of how it works, thereabouts. And so, wow, imagine if you're in your 20s and you think today, oh my gosh, a house is $400,000. Okay. That's a lot of money. Okay. Well, in 10 years, it'll be 800, and then it'll be double that. And then it'll be double that. My goodness. By the time you're 60 or 70 years old, you're going to have gazillion dollars. It's just starting sooner really does make a big difference. And the sooner you do start, the less sacrifices you have to make over the lifetime. That's what I think.
Yeah. And the other thing, kind of the reverse of that, is the younger you start, the more time you get to enjoy.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a lot easier to enjoy some of these vacations at 30 or 40 than it is at 70 or 80. I mean, that's one of the biggest takeaways I have. Olivia and I do a lot of travel, and, we do a lot of expensive travel, which means you're around a lot of rich people. And it is shocking to me that 80% of these folks can't enjoy it beyond looking out the balcony or maybe getting off the ship for like 10 minutes because they're exhausted or broken or need their medicine or whatever. And it's just like, guys, if we can start in our 20s or 30s, give it 10, 12 years of sacrifice, and then just let the fiat currency or inflation be your friend, it's like, dude, you could do some amazing things at 45, 50.
Yep.
And that's what I want for you. It's pretty crazy.
Yep. Sacrifice works. Don't look for that get rich quick. It isn't going to be there.
Yeah. Folks, if you want Casey and I to react to a video, do me a favor, send it to me on Instagram. It's probably the best way to DM me. DM me on Instagram, one rental at a time. And I will add it to the queue because this is a lot of fun for me. Casey, where can they find you?
People can find me whenever they want to. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, Brick by Brick Wealth. And if you want to check out what I'm doing, you can visit my website, brickbybrickwealth.com.
Thank you so much. Have a good week.
You too.